Are you ready for a chilling adventure? Join me as we journey across the United States, exploring the darkest corners and most haunted locations this country has to offer. From coast to coast, we'll delve into the spine-chilling stories and paranormal activity that make these places infamous. But be warned, these locations are not for the faint-hearted. We're talking about places where the veil between our world and the spirit world is thin, where unexplained phenomena occur, and where the residue of tragedy and terror lingers in the air. So buckle up and get ready to confront the unknown. These are the 10 most haunted places in the U.S. you should never, ever visit alone. Our chilling journey begins in Amityville, New York, home to the infamous Amityville Horror House. This seemingly ordinary suburban home became a hotbed of paranormal activity following the horrific murders of the DeFeo family in 1974. 1 year later, the Lutz family moved in, only to flee in terror after just 28 days. They reported experiencing a myriad of terrifying phenomena, including icy cold temperatures, foul odors, disembodied voices, and even levitation. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue has become a magnet for paranormal investigators and curious onlookers alike, all drawn to the dark energy that permeates the property. Whatever happened within these walls continues to fascinate and horrify, leaving us to wonder if the evil that unfolded here truly did die with the DeFeo family. Is the Amityville Horror House a portal to another dimension, a place where the veil between life and death is thin? Nestled high in the breathtaking Rocky Mountains of Colorado stands the imposing Stanley Hotel, a place etched into the nightmares of many thanks to its chilling connection to Stephen King's The Shining. King himself experienced the hotel's eerie energy during a stay in room 217, an encounter that inspired his iconic novel. Guests have reported pianos playing themselves in the dead of night, disembodied laughter echoing through the empty halls, and the unsettling feeling of being watched. The Stanley Hotel is a labyrinth of history and hauntings, with each floor seemingly holding its own share of restless spirits. Some say the ghosts are former guests who never checked out, their souls tethered to the Grand Hotel. Our journey into the heart of the unexplained takes us next to San Jose, California, home to the bizarre and endlessly fascinating Winchester Mystery House. This architectural marvel, with its twisting corridors, staircases leading to nowhere, and doors opening into walls, was built by Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune. Driven by a fear of vengeful spirits, Sarah spent decades constructing and reconstructing the house, believing its labyrinthine design would confuse and trap them. Today, the Winchester Mystery House stands as a testament to her obsession and a playground for the paranormal. Visitors and investigators have reported disembodied voices, cold spots, and the feeling of being watched, particularly in the house's many dead ends and hidden rooms. Some believe Sarah Winchester herself still roams the halls of her creation, forever seeking solace from the spirits she believed pursued her. Prepare yourself as we venture deep into the dark heart of Adams, Tennessee, to confront the legend of the Bell Witch Cave. This chilling tale recounts the torment inflicted upon the Bell family by a malevolent entity known as the Bell Witch. For years, the Bell family endured relentless assaults, ranging from physical attacks and strange noises to the witch's chilling voice, which would whisper threats and insults. The cave on the property is believed to be a portal to the other side, a conduit through which the Bell Witch entered our world. Even today, visitors to the cave report feeling an oppressive energy, a sense of dread that clings to the air. The legend of the Bell Witch serves as a terrifying reminder that some places are best left undisturbed, for the darkness that resides within them might follow you home. Our journey into the dark side of American history takes us to New Orleans, Louisiana, home to the opulent yet sinister LaLaurie House. Behind the grand facade of this French Quarter mansion lies a gruesome history of torture and murder, orchestrated by the wealthy socialite Delphine LaLaurie. In the early 1800s, rumors spread of slaves being mistreated within the mansion's walls. When a fire broke out in 1834, horrified onlookers discovered LaLaurie's secret chamber, a torture chamber where slaves were subjected to unimaginable horrors. Though Delphine LaLaurie escaped justice, her crimes continue to haunt the mansion to this day. Visitors and residents report hearing screams, seeing apparitions of those tortured, and feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair. Our next stop takes us to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where we encounter the imposing and allegedly haunted Octagon House. Built in 1801, this architectural marvel has borne witness to its fair share of historical events and personal tragedies, leaving behind a legacy of restless spirits. One of the most prominent figures said to haunt the Octagon House is Dolly Madison, the wife of President James Madison. She's said to roam the halls, her presence marked by the scent of her favorite lilac perfume. But Dolly isn't alone. Visitors and staff have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the darkened corners, hearing disembodied footsteps echoing through the empty halls, and feeling unexplained cold spots. Our journey into the heartland of America takes us to Villisca, Iowa, where we confront the chilling story of the Villisca Axe Murder House. On a fateful night in 1912, this unassuming house became the scene of a gruesome and unsolved crime. 6 members of the Moore family and 2 young guests were brutally murdered in their sleep, their killer never brought to justice. The house has remained virtually untouched since that horrific night, preserving the eerie atmosphere and becoming a beacon for paranormal investigators. Visitors have reported feeling the presence of children, hearing whispers and disembodied voices, and witnessing objects moving on their own. Some believe the spirits of the victims, unable to find peace, still linger within the house, seeking answers to the unsolved crime. Our next stop takes us to sunny San Diego, California, where we encounter what is often dubbed the most haunted house in America, the Whaley House. This historic home, built in 1857, has a long and storied past, marked by both joy and tragedy. From its days as a courthouse to its time as a family home, the Whaley House has borne witness to hangings, accidental deaths, and countless other tales of woe. It's said that the spirits of those who met their untimely demise within its walls still linger, their energy palpable to those who dare to enter. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported a wide range of unexplained phenomena, including full-bodied apparitions, disembodied voices, objects moving on their own, and sudden drops in temperature. Prepare to enter a world of confinement and despair as we venture into Moundsville, West Virginia, home to the imposing and deeply unsettling Moundsville Penitentiary. This former West Virginia State Penitentiary operated for nearly a century, from 1876 to 1995, and during its time, it witnessed its fair share of violence, suffering, and death. The prison's brutal conditions, coupled with the numerous executions and inmate-on-inmate murders, are believed to have left behind a dark energy, a residue of pain and anguish that permeates the very walls. Today, Moundsville Penitentiary stands as a chilling reminder of the human capacity for both cruelty and resilience. Visitors and investigators have reported shadow figures lurking in the cell blocks, disembodied voices echoing through the empty halls, and the feeling of being watched or even touched by unseen hands. Our final destination takes us deep into the heart of West Virginia, to the imposing and deeply unsettling Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. This massive asylum, operational from 1864 to 1994, housed thousands of patients with mental illnesses, many of whom lived out their days in horrific conditions. The asylum's history is rife with tales of mistreatment, neglect, and even medical experimentation, leaving behind an indelible mark of suffering and despair. Overcrowding, lack of resources, and questionable medical practices contributed to the suffering within these walls. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported a range of unsettling experiences, including full-bodied apparitions, disembodied voices, and the feeling of being watched or followed. Some believe that the asylum is a vortex for trapped spirits, unable to move on from the horrors they endured. From the blood-soaked halls of the Amityville Horror House to the despair-filled cells of Moundsville Penitentiary, we've explored some of the most haunted and unsettling locations in the United States. These places stand as chilling reminders of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface, the echoes of tragedy and terror that refuse to fade. While the stories and evidence presented may send shivers down your spine, I urge you to think twice before venturing into these haunted hotspots alone. The paranormal world is a realm of mystery and often danger, and it's always best to err on the side of caution. Stay safe and keep the spirits at bay.